What's up guys, welcome to another Star Wars related video, and this is about the character of Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren. Let's dive into Kylo Ren in general, because we don't know much about Ben Solo. We don't know much about him before he donned the mantle Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren first introduced to us in The Force Awakens. His dark persona obviously clearly inspired by his grandfather Darth Vader, but the basis of his character and the origins of his creation comes from the old Star Wars EU, him being a merger of the character Jason Solo and the character of Ben Skywalker, which is the name of Luke's son. Now, currently by what we know, he is the only child of Han and Leia, but in that, I believe it is a good thing that he has become the only character in that line, because they did say the movies are about the Skywalkers, and if Rey is obviously not a Skywalker, this is Ben. This is Ben's story in a way. Now let's dive into his powers. Where does he stand among everyone we know in Star Wars? Because we know there are a ton of great lightsaber duelists, powerful force wielders, and for Kylo being so young, he has so much untapped, but even by what we see in the films, even Snoke says there's a bunch of untapped raw potential and power still there. Basically, he's Darth Vader if Darth Vader did not have his connection to the Force severed due to the loss of his limbs. Now, the only way the Force can transfer is through the living body. And it is clear that there's a huge power difference between Darth Vader and Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is doing abilities that Vader could not even do. And that's a testament to him, for him also being so young. His advanced force freeze was a new power shown to us. Now we've seen Supreme Leader Snoke use it in The Last Jedi, but we've seen Kylo Ren use it first in The Force Awakens. He can also probe your mind at a higher degree than Darth Vader could have, because Darth Vader was able to probe into people's minds, read their thoughts. Kylo Ren can physically and mentally torture you. He has torturous force abilities, which makes up for the lack of force lightning. But remember, he's not a Sith Lord, because you can be a powerful dark side wielder and not be considered a Sith Lord, which is a good thing for his character. He is no longer bound. He is not bound by the rule of two. He is not bound by the laws of the Sith. Snoke stated that Kylo Ren is the perfect epitome of the light and the dark. He is what his grandfather should have been. In a way, he has the powers of being the chosen one. Now, his lightsaber skills are very rugged, which shows that he doesn't have a lot of lightsaber training. He only has enough to get the job done. He mainly relies on his force powers and his domination over you with that. Now, who's to say he doesn't receive more lightsaber training, or was he holding back? Because we already know there are 7 forms of lightsaber combat. We've only seen him use Form 1 and a little bit of Form 2. We haven't seen him use... Oh yes, recall that. In episode 8, in the throne room sequence, we did see him use a little bit of Form 5, which is his grandfather's fighting style, before he became Darth Vader. He was using the style of Anakin Skywalker. So, Kylo Ren, let's just say, has 3 fighting styles. He has Form 1, which Form 1 doesn't have a name. I believe Form 2 is known as Makashi, or that could be Form 3, but, you know, beg to differ there. Form 5 I know is DM-So, which is one of the lightsaber combat styles. Kylo has a hybrid style of that he used against the Praetorian Guards. Now, strangely, he didn't use his force powers. Now, the question is, does he know Force Lightning? Does he know Force Choke? Does he know any of these abilities besides the ones we see him as? Now, yes, I don't want to see him doing every dark side ability. I want Kylo Ren to have his own dark side powers, unique to him. You know, Force Lightning belonged to the Emperor, and then ever since the Emperor did it, all Sith Lords have to do it. Which I know, that is a staple of their power. But look at Vader. Vader didn't have to do it. His traditional attack was Force Choke. That was his power. Kylo's right now is the Force Freeze. That's his power. And that is scary, to be held in place and cannot move, and at any minute he could do something to you. As a matter of fact, he has 2 original moves. Advanced Force Probe as well. Now, if Kylo Ren was to travel further into learning more of the light side powers and the dark side powers, he could probably use these to their full extent. If he learns Force Lightning, and if he doesn't already know it, imagine the power output through him. Now, there's only one weakness he has. He is still young. His emotions are still uncontrollable. So imagine having someone with all this power and their emotions cannot be controlled. Their power is dangerous, unstable. He will not be able to contain himself. Okay? That's what happened to Darth Vader in Revenge of the Sith. He had all this power that he drew drunk on it, and he couldn't see that he was going to lose to Obi-Wan Kenobi. But Kylo Ren has many things, like killing his father. That weakened him to a degree. So you took away a tool. He killed a tool that fueled his hatred and fueled his power. So now he either A, will stay weakened, or B, find a way to increase his power. Now it can't be increased through the dark side, because that might be permanently severed due to what he did. Now, could he have found the fine line between the light and the dark, where only he can access certain abilities that someone who's on one side of the Force cannot do? The gray area. There's always a gray area in both Force abilities and both alignment. Yes, he can still use and personify the dark side ways, but his powers don't show it. And probably a potential future change in his lightsaber styles that we'll probably see in the future. Kylo Ren is a very intriguing character. He is his own character, though inspired by Darth Vader. He's basically what his grandfather should have been in the prequel trilogy. This is how Anakin should have been. Now, I'm glad that we're seeing this done with Kylo Ren on how he's portrayed, because it's all about character development. You can't expect someone to be a straight dark side, agent of evil without going through some kind of trials and tribulations. But maybe at the end of the day, maybe Kylo Ren will change, or maybe he will do his own thing away from the First Order, or become the most powerful Skywalker behind his grandfather and his uncle, because at the end of the day, he is a Skywalker. The power in him is there. The power to become one of the greatest Jedi or dark side wielders or Force wielders is in him. So, that's all I gotta say about Kylo Ren. I hope you guys enjoyed this little dive into what I think of his character. So, until next time, guys, I'm out.